She said, "My parents won't respect you until you pay off my student loans." I replied, "I understand completely." Then I paid off my own mortgage instead. The look on their faces when they realized I can't be manipulated. Original post: I, 35, male, have been with Jessica, 32, for 4 years. We've been engaged for 6 months and the wedding is supposed to be next spring. Keyword, supposed. Last month we were having dinner at her parents' house. Her dad, Frank, 62, and her mom, Deborah, 59, have always been particular. They live in this massive house, drive matching Mercedes, and love reminding everyone about their country club membership. I'm a project manager at a tech company. Good salary, stable job, but apparently not impressive enough for their precious daughter. After dinner, Frank pulled me aside for one of his man-to-man talks. These usually involve him telling me how lucky I am to be with Jessica, while sipping his expensive whiskey. "Listen, son," he started. I hate when he calls me son. Jessica's got $87,000 in student loans from her master's degree. A real man would handle that before the wedding. I almost choked on my drink. That's quite a lot. Well, she got her degree from a prestigious university, not some state school. He said it like I should be grateful for the privilege of paying for it. Jessica joined us, linking her arm through mine. "Daddy's right, babe. My parents won't really respect you as a provider until you show you can take care of me. It's just how they were raised." "And how we raised Jessica," Deborah added, appearing with her wine glass. "A husband should enter marriage by clearing his wife's debts. It shows commitment." I looked at all three of them. This felt rehearsed, planned. "I understand completely," I said calmly. Jessica squeezed my arm. "So you'll do it?" "I understand your position," I repeated. "Let me think about it." Frank clapped me on the shoulder. "Smart man, take your time. But not too much time. The wedding's in 6 months." On the drive home, Jessica was giddy. "I knew you'd come around. Daddy said you might need convincing, but I told him you were different from my exes." "Your exes?" "Oh, you know. Tom couldn't commit to it. That's why we broke up. And before him, Grant said it was financial manipulation. Can you believe that? Like taking care of your future wife is manipulation. 2 exes who refused to pay her loans. Interesting. Jess, that's a lot of money. I've been saving for a house down payment," she rolled her eyes. "We can live in an apartment for a few more years. Besides, once we're married, my parents will help us with a house. But only if they respect you first." That night, I did some math. I had $95,000 saved. Been living below my means for years, driving a 2010 Honda, skipping vacations. The plan was to buy a house outright or have a massive down payment to keep the mortgage small. Jessica's loans. $87,000 at 6.8% interest. She'd been making minimum payments for 5 years. The balance had barely moved. Update 1. The next few weeks were enlightening. Jessica started sending me Zillow listings for apartments. Since we're waiting on the house, she'd text with heart emojis. She also started planning a bigger wedding. Apparently, once I proved myself by paying her loans, her parents would contribute more to the wedding. Everything was conditional on me paying first. I met up with my buddy Derek for beers. Told him the situation. "Bro, run," he said immediately. "That's not how any of this works." "I know. So what are you gonna do?" "Something they won't expect." I'd been doing research. Jessica's degree. Art history with a focus on Renaissance sculptures. She worked part-time at a gallery making $30 a year. Her parents supplemented her lifestyle. Her apartment. Her car lease. Her shopping. The degree was never about a career. It was about status. Meanwhile, I'd found a house. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Needed some work, but in a great neighborhood. Listed at $220,000, but the seller was motivated. I could buy it outright with my savings and a small personal loan I'd already been pre-approved for. Here's the thing about Jessica's family. They assumed everyone was as status-obsessed as them. They assumed I'd cave to their pressure because that's what real men do. They assumed wrong. I started the purchase process quietly. Inspection. Paperwork. Closing scheduled for 3 weeks out. Told Jessica I was working overtime on a big project. She was too busy planning the wedding to notice. Then came the family dinner that changed everything. Frank had invited Jessica's older brother Thomas, 36M, and his wife Claire, 34F. Thomas was the golden child. Lawyer. Drove a Tesla. Married Claire, whose family owned a chain of restaurants. So, Frank announced over appetizers, "Jessica tells us you're ready to step up." "I've been thinking about it," I said. Thomas laughed. Finally, took Claire's brother 2 months to convince before he manned up and paid her loans. Claire nodded. "It's just what's expected. My brother paid $65,000. But Jessica's worth more, right?" She winked at me. This wasn't just about Jessica. This was the family business model. "How much did you pay for Claire's loans?" I asked Thomas. "Me. Nothing. I had my own law school debt. Claire's family helped with that after we got married. So Claire's family paid your loans, but Claire's brother had to pay hers." Thomas shrugged. "Different situations." "Right." I turned to Frank. "And you? Did you pay Deborah's family debts when you got married?" Frank's face reddened. "That's not. Times were different." "Of course." Jessica kicked me under the table. "Babe, you're being weird. Just trying to understand the tradition." Deborah cleared her throat. "The point is, a man who can't clear his fiancas debts isn't ready for marriage." "I agree," I said. "Financial responsibility is crucial before marriage." Everyone relaxed. Jessica beamed. "That's why I've decided to be completely financially responsible," I continued. "I'm paying off my mortgage." Silence. "You what?" Jessica's voice was sharp. "I bought a house. Closing next week. I'm paying cash. No mortgage. Complete financial freedom before marriage. Just like you said." Frank's mouth opened and closed like a fish. "But my loans," Jessica sputtered, "are yours from your education for your career. I'm sure you understand. Financial responsibility, right?" Update 2. The explosion was immediate. "You bought a house." Jessica shrieked. "Without telling me." "With our money." "My money," I corrected. "My savings." "And yes, my house." Thomas tried to mediate. "Now hold on, let's discuss this rationally." "Rationally?" I laughed. "Like rationally expecting someone to pay $87,000 for a degree that brings in $30,000 a year?" Claire gasped. "You can't put a price on education. The loan company literally did. It's $87,000. Frank stood up. "You're making a mistake, son. No respectable man would choose property over his future wife's needs. No respectable family would demand $87,000 as a dowry. It's not a dowry." Deborah protested. "Really? Because it sounds like I need to pay $87,000 to earn your respect and marry your daughter. That's literally what a dowry is." Jessica was crying now. Angry tears, not sad ones. "You're humiliating me. You're supposed to take care of me. I'm supposed to be your partner, not your ATM. If you loved me, you'd do this. If you loved me, you wouldn't ask." Thomas stepped forward. Lawyer mode activated. "Let's think about this logically. Jessica's loans are a burden on your future together. Your house is just a personal asset." "Exactly. My personal asset that I bought with my personal money. When you're married, it becomes community property," Thomas said smugly. "When we're married." I emphasized each word. "Which we're not." Jessica grabbed my arm. "Baby, please. Sell the house. You can get your money back. We can fix this." "Fix what?" "Me having a paid-off house is a problem that needs fixing." Frank's face was purple. "You've been planning this. You've been lying to us." I said I understood your position. I never said I agreed with it. "You manipulated us," Deborah accused. Interesting choice of words from the family trying to manipulate me into paying $87,000. Jessica's tears turned to rage. "You think you're so smart? Fine. Cancel the house. Or we're done. Okay. Okay. She blinked, surprised. We're done. The room erupted. Frank threatening to ruin me. With what? Deborah calling me classless. Thomas threatening legal action. For what? Claire just shaking her head like I was the crazy one. I stood up. Jessica, I'll pack your things. You can pick them up this weekend. You can't just end this. Jessica screamed. We have a wedding. Deposits. Plans. All in your name. Since your parents were paying after I proved myself, remember? I left. Drove to my friend Derek's place. He opened the door, took one look at me, and grabbed 2 beers. So how'd it go? I'm single and I own a house. My men. Update 3. The harassment started immediately. That night. 62 texts from Jessica. Ranging from how could you to I love you to you're a pathetic loser to please reconsider. By morning, 23 calls from Frank, 15 from Deborah, 31 texts in a group chat. Thomas added me to where they took turns explaining why I was wrong. I responded once to the group. My decision is final. Please stop contacting me. I muted everything. But Jessica wasn't done. She showed up at my work Monday with coffee and a sad smile. Can we talk, please? My coworker Beth saw her and actually laughed. Girl, you better walk away. This man just bought a house in this market. Cash. He's not stupid. Jessica's face went red. This doesn't concern you. You're in our workplace. It kinda does. Security ended up escorting Jessica out when she wouldn't leave. Tuesday I get a call from my mom. Jessica's mother called me, she said. Great. She said you humiliated their family and broke Jessica's heart. What did you say? I said my son's too smart to pay for someone else's degree unless it's his own child's. Love you, Mom. She also said Jessica's considering legal action for emotional damages and breach of promise. I laughed. For what? Not paying her loans. Good luck with that. Wednesday, house closing day. I'm signing papers when my phone buzzes. Email from Jessica. I've been thinking. Maybe we moved too fast with the loan thing. How about this? You pay half now, half after the wedding. Daddy says that's reasonable. I didn't respond. Thursday, another email. Okay, what if you just pay $40,000? The rest I'll figure out. We can live in your house together. I can help with decorating. No response. Friday, the extinction burst. Learned that term from Reddit. You're going to die alone. No woman will want a selfish cheapskate. You wasted 4 years of my life. I could have found someone who actually loved me enough to support me. You're nothing. You'll never be good enough for anyone. My family has connections. You're done in this city. I forwarded that one to my lawyer friend. Just in case. Saturday, I'm at the house doing measurements when there's a knock. It's Thomas. Can we talk? Man to man. Sure. I kept measuring. Didn't invite him in. Jessica's a mess. She really loves you. She loves the idea of someone paying her loans. That's not fair. She was with you for 4 years. Waiting for me to save enough to pay them off. He shifted uncomfortably. Look, between us, I get it. The loan thing is a lot, but Jessica's not going to find better than you. That's her problem. You're really going to throw away 4 years over money? She threw away 4 years by making our entire relationship contingent on me paying her debts. What if she agreed to a payment plan? Like, you pay them over time. Thomas, I'm not paying her loans. Not now. Not ever. Not half. Not on a plan. Not nothing. You're being unreasonable. I'm being unreasonable. Your family demanded $87,000 for me to marry her. It's not a dowry. Right. Got it. He left, but not before saying, you'll regret this. Doubt it. Update 4. The smear campaign started the next week. Jessica posted on social media about how her ex chose property over love and revealed his true colors after 4 years of manipulation. Her friends commented with hearts in, "You deserve better, Queen," and his loss. I didn't care. But then she made a mistake. She posted, "Imagine saving money for 4 years while pretending to love someone, then buying a house instead of helping with their education loans. Some people are just users." My friend Derek screenshotted and sent it to me. "Bro, she's saying you used her." I posted my own response, "Not emotional, just facts." Interesting perspective. For clarity, I saved my money from my job for 4 years. I was asked to pay $87,000 in student loans for a degree I didn't earn, from a school I didn't attend, for a job that pays less than half the loan amount. When I chose to buy a house with my savings instead, I was dumped. You decide who the user was. The comments were brutal, for her. Wait, she wanted you to pay how much? $87,000 for someone else's degree. I'll mail art history degree for $87,000. Make it make sense. She really thought she found a sucker. Jessica's post disappeared within hours. But the damage was done. Then came the flying monkeys. Her cousin reached out. "You're really hurting the family, can't you reconsider?" Her best friend. "Jessica's on antidepressants now because of you." Her mom's friend from church. "I'm praying for you to see the error of your ways." I blocked them all. But the best one was from Claire, Thomas's wife. "You know, my brother is still single. He paid my loans like a real man. Want me to set you two up?" I responded. "Sure. Does he have any student loans I'll be expected to pay?" She blocked me. Meanwhile, I was living my best life. Moved into my house. Set up my home office. Painted my walls whatever color I wanted. The freedom was incredible. Then, 2 weeks after the closing, I get a LinkedIn message. From Jessica. Because I'd blocked her everywhere else. "Hi. I wanted to apologize for how things ended. I realize now that maybe my family's expectations were unrealistic. I'm willing to compromise. What if we just got married without you paying the loans? We can work on them together over time." I laughed so hard my neighbor knocked to check if I was okay. "No thanks," I replied. Then blocked her there too. But she wasn't done. She sent her dad. Frank showed up at my house on a Sunday morning. In his Mercedes. Wearing his country club polo. Looking like he was slumming it in my middle-class neighborhood. "We need to talk." "No, we don't. I'll give you one chance to fix this." "Fix what?" "I'm not broken. You humiliated my family. Your family humiliated themselves with their greed." His face went red. "It's not greed. It's tradition. It's extortion. You'll never find another woman like Jessica. That's the point, Frank. She's getting older. Her options are limited. You're destroying her future. She destroyed her own future with $87,000 in loans for a vanity degree. How dare you? Frank, get off my property." "Or what? Or I call the cops and then I post our Ring doorbell footage of you trespassing and harassing me about not paying your daughter's loans." He left. Quickly. Final update. It's been 3 months since I bought the house. 3 months of peace, working on renovations, and actually enjoying life. Last week, I ran into Jessica's coworker at a coffee shop. Karen, older lady, sweet but gossipy. "Oh honey," she said, sliding into the seat across from me. "Did you hear?" "Hear what?" "Jessica's engaged." I nearly spit out my coffee laughing. "Already? Good for her. To some doctor her parents set her up with. Very quick. Very suspicious if you ask me. Well, I hope he can afford her loans." Karen leaned in conspiratorially. "That's the thing. Rumor is he doesn't know about them yet." "He doesn't." "What?" "Her parents told her not to mention them until after the wedding." "Can you believe that?" I could, actually. "Poor guy," I said. "She's been showing off this huge ring, talking about their wedding next spring. Same venue you two had booked. The one with all the non-refundable deposits in her name. That's the one." We both laughed. Yesterday I got one final text from an unknown number. This is Frank. Jessica's getting married to a cardiologist. He makes 3 times what you make. She's upgrading. Your loss. I responded with a photo of my house. My gain. Then I blocked that number too. Here's the thing about entitlement. It doesn't go away just because one person refuses to feed it. Jessica and her family will find another Mark, another sucker, another realman to manipulate. Maybe the cardiologist will pay her loans. Maybe he'll run like I did. Maybe he's got his own scheme running. Don't care. Not my circus. Not my monkeys. I'm sitting in my house with no mortgage. No student loans. No entitled in-laws. And no regrets. The best revenge. It's not elaborate. It's not dramatic. It's just refusing to be manipulated and living well. My house needs work. The kitchen's outdated. The bathroom needs remodeling. The yard's a mess. But it's mine. Every nail. Every board. Every blade of grass. Mine. Jessica needed someone to pay for her choices. I chose to pay for my own. Best $220,000 I ever spent. Edit. Since everyone's asking. Yes. The house value has already gone up 15 kellers according to Zillow. Also, found out through the grapevine that the cardiologist has $300 in medical school loans. This should be interesting. Edit 2. Just got a wedding invitation from Jessica and Dr. Cardiologist. The audacity. I RSVP'd no and sent a calculator as a wedding gift from their registry. Petty. Maybe. Satisfying. Absolutely.